Welcome to Bedtime Stories by Tom and Sam.
Raiden's Magical Carrots. Raiden the Rabbit Wizard wasn't your typical wizard. He didn't wear pointy hats or flowy robes. Instead, he sported a pair of bright blue spectacles and a waistcoat covered in embroidered carrots. His trusty weapon wasn't a wand, but a magical carrot staff named Camden. Camden, surprisingly, had a face carved into the top and could talk, though mostly through vegetable puns. One crisp autumn morning, a sly fox named Sylvia slinked into the peaceful carrot patch where Raiden lived. Sylvia had her eye on the plump, juicy carrots, dreaming of a grand carrot feast. "Well, well," she purred, her voice like honeyed poison. "What have we here? A wizard and a carrot?" Camden, the carrot staff, wiggled his leafy top. "I'll have you know, I'm a very important carrot, and you're trespassing." Raiden adjusted his spectacles. "Indeed, these carrots are protected by ancient magic. You'd best be on your way, Sylvia." Sylvia chuckled, a dry, rustling sound. "Magic, you say? I'm not afraid of a few tricks." She lunged, trying to snatch a particularly large carrot. "Carrot blast!" Raiden cried, swinging Camden. A burst of orange energy shot from the staff, sending Sylvia tumbling backward. "Ouch!" she yelped, rubbing her nose. "So you want to play rough?" This was the first exchange. Sylvia, undeterred, returned the next day with a cunning plan. She'd brought a bag of shiny trinkets, hoping to distract Raiden and Camden. "Look!" she cried, scattering the trinkets across the carrot patch. "Shiny, sparkly. Won't you trade me a few carrots for these lovely treasures?" Raiden squinted at the trinkets. "Those are just bits of glass and metal," he said. "Our carrots are far more valuable. They provide nourishment, and, well, they're delicious." Camden added, "Yeah, they're beautiful," Sylvia growled. This wasn't working. She tried a different tactic. She started telling sad stories, hoping to gain their sympathy. "Oh, I'm so hungry," she wailed, wiping away imaginary tears. "I haven't eaten in days. Just one little carrot would mean the world to me." Raiden looked at her with a kind but firm expression. "We understand you're hungry, Sylvia, but stealing isn't the answer. Perhaps we can offer you some carrot soup. It's quite filling." Sylvia's fake tears dried up. This was the second exchange, and she was getting nowhere. On the third day, Sylvia came armed with a net. She planned to trap Raiden and Camden, and then help herself to all the carrots she wanted. She crept through the carrot rows, carefully laying her trap, but Camden, with his excellent vegetable vision, spotted her. "Wizard Raiden, she's trying to ensnare us," he warned. "Not on my watch," Raiden declared. He twirled Camden above his head, creating a whirlwind of carrot leaves. The leaves swirled around Sylvia, tangling her in her own net. "Oh, bother," she exclaimed, struggling to free herself. Raiden approached her, Camden at his side. "Sylvia," he said gently, "we don't want to hurt you, but you must understand that these carrots are important to us. We use them for good, for making healthy potions and delicious meals." Sylvia, finally realizing she was outmatched, sighed. All right, she admitted. "I give up." Raiden smiled. "Good. Now how about that carrot soup?" And so Sylvia, instead of stealing carrots, joined Raiden and Camden for a warm bowl of soup. She learned that day that kindness and a talking carrot staff were far more powerful than any sly trick. And that was the final exchange. A peaceful and delicious ending to a carrot-filled adventure. The Lonely Hook. Once upon a time, in a little house with bright yellow walls, lived a lonely hook. He was a shiny, silver hook firmly screwed into the wall by the back door. But poor Hook had never held anything. Day after day, he just hung there, all by himself. He watched the family go in and out, wishing someone would notice him. He'd see the dad rushing off for work, the mom going to the grocery store, and the kids running out to play, but no one ever used him. He felt quite useless. He longed for the feeling of something hanging on him, even just for a little while. One sunny morning, something wonderful happened. The little girl of the house, Lily, came rushing in, her puppy, Pepper, bouncing excitedly at her heels. "Mom, can I put Pepper's leash here?" she asked, pointing to the empty hook. Before Hook could even believe it, a bright red leash was looped over him. He felt a little burst of excitement. It wasn't much, but it was something. The leash swung gently as Pepper wagged his tail. Hook felt useful for the first time ever. Later that day, the dad came home, and with a jingle, hung his keys on the hook, right next to Pepper's leash. Now Hook had two things to hold. The keys chimed a little tune as they bumped against each other. Hook felt very important. Then one warm summer evening, the mom came in from the garden, swatting away pesky mosquitoes. "Oh, perfect," she said, hanging the fly swatter on Hook next to the leash and the keys. Now Hook had three friends. The fly swatter had a long, bendy handle that brushed against him a bit, but he didn't mind. More and more things started to join the little group on the hook. There was the dog's bright blue collar, a small, colorful umbrella, a lightweight, reusable shopping bag, and even a funny, fuzzy monster hand puppet that the little boy loved to play with. Hook wasn't lonely anymore. He was surrounded by friends. They bumped and jingled against each other, making little noises and telling silent stories of their day. The leash told tales of exciting walks in the park. The keys whispered about car rides and opening doors. The fly swatter buzzed about chasing pesky flies. The umbrella talked about rainy days and splashing in puddles. Hook loved listening to their stories and feeling their presence. He was no longer just a lonely hook on the wall. He was a busy, helpful hook, holding on to precious things and connecting with them all together. He had found his purpose, and it made him very happy. Now close your eyes and imagine all the wonderful things that can happen when you open your heart to new friends. Maybe you'll even dream of a busy little hook with lots of stories to tell. Charlie the Chipmunk. Charlie the Chipmunk was a busy little fellow. Every autumn, when the leaves turned bright red and gold, Charlie knew it was time to work. He had a cozy nest under the roots of a big oak tree. He needed to fill it with yummy acorns for the long winter sleep. Charlie scurried up and down the oak, his little cheek pouches bulging with acorns. He'd scamper back to his nest, drop the acorns in a special little storage, and then zoom back for more. He worked from sunup to sundown. One sunny morning, Charlie was carrying a particularly big acorn when he bumped into a family of squirrels. There was Mama Squirrel, Papa Squirrel, and two little baby squirrels. They were also busy collecting acorns, their bushy tails twitching with excitement. "Hello," chirped Charlie. "Are you getting ready for the winter too?" "We sure are," said Mama Squirrel. "We need lots of acorns to keep us warm and full all winter long." Charlie smiled. He liked seeing other animals preparing for the cold. He helped the baby squirrels pick up some acorns that had rolled away. They thanked him with happy squeaks. Suddenly, a loud woof echoed through the trees. A big, brown dog came bounding towards them, sniffing the ground. Charlie and the squirrels froze. This was a hunting dog. They were scared he might try and catch them. The dog stopped in front of them, his tail wagging a little. He looked at Charlie, then at the squirrel family, and then at the acorns scattered on the ground. Mama Squirrel, being brave, stepped forward. "Hello," she said softly. "We're just collecting food for the winter." Charlie, remembering how he helped the baby squirrels, offered the dog a small, shiny acorn. The dog sniffed it, then looked at Charlie with gentle eyes. Instead of chasing them, the dog sat down. He watched them gather their acorns for a few minutes, then gave a soft woof and trotted away. Charlie and the squirrels were surprised and relieved. They realized that being kind and friendly could make even a hunting dog change his mind. Charlie continued to collect his acorns, feeling happy and warm inside. He knew that winter was coming, but he also knew that he had done his best to prepare. And he had learned that even a scary dog could be kind if you showed him kindness too. When he finally snuggled into his acorn-filled nest that night, Charlie fell asleep quickly, dreaming of acorns and friendly dogs. Asher and Damon, the Dinosaurs. Asher the T-Rex was big and strong. His brother, Damon the Raptor, was smaller and faster. They lived in a lush jungle where they loved to play. "Ready, set, go!" roared Asher, kicking up dirt as he chased Damon. Damon giggled and zipped through the tall ferns, his sharp claws making clicking sounds on the leaves. Asher lumbered after him, his big head shaking from side to side. "You can't catch me, Asher," Damon teased, darting behind a giant tree. Asher circled the tree, his tongue lolling out. "I'll get you, Damon," he roared. Suddenly, they heard a splash. "Let's go swimming," yelled Damon. They raced towards the ocean. The cool water felt good on their hot skin. Asher splashed Damon with his tail, making him squeal with laughter. Damon dived deep into the water and resurfaced, shaking his head, spraying water everywhere. They played in the ocean for a long time, chasing fish and riding the waves. Tired from their play, they crawled onto the beach. "I'm hungry," grumbled Asher. Damon looked around. "I see some tasty berries," he said. They munched on the juicy berries, their bellies rumbling. "Let's play hide and seek," suggested Damon. Asher counted to 10, his eyes closed tightly. Damon darted behind a rock. Asher opened his eyes and looked around. "Where are you, Damon?" he roared. He searched high and low, but couldn't find his brother. Then he heard a giggle. He looked up and saw Damon perched on a tall rock, grinning. "I found you!" Asher roared, and with a playful growl, he chased Damon back to their cave for a good night's sleep. Exhausted from their adventures, Asher and Damon snuggled together and drifted off to dream of jungles, oceans, and playful chases.
Sweet dreams, and thank you for listening.